Mm. Good morning, Saints. Happy Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining me for this morning's devotional. So, for the topic on this devotional is going to be about struggle, uh, challenges. Okay. Now, it's funny because I was trying to draw some comparisons. Okay. So, um, like for us gamers, people that play video games, or yeah, I guess that's the only thing I can come up with. Every game has a difficulty level when starting off. And when I was thinking about this, I said, "Dang, I don't think I've ever saw a game that didn't have a difficulty level. You had to choose what level you wanted to play the game on. You had easy, like if it's your first time, put it on easy uh, mode, and then regular, then usually like veteran and then hardened. Okay, the game that I play for years, I'm on ledge. I play it at its hardest difficulty level. So life is like that. Our faith should be like that. What mode is your faith on? Are you on easy mode? Are you on regular mode? Just being a regular saint, right? Get up, go through the routine. Say your morning prayers. No heart behind it after a while, right? Um, are you on veteran mode, hardened mode? What mode is your faith on? And then on top of that, and then what got this going was just last night, just the Lord just convicted me because I've been, you know, just always a challenge, it's always a struggle dealing with uh, our flesh, our fleshly selves, our carnal selves, right? And so at least it should be. I know it is for me, and it seems like that. It, you know, yeah, of course you make gains and overcome a lot of issues, but then there always is another one, right? At least for me. So I get to thinking about this, and so here it is. Life already is hard enough as it is, right? At least as I think it is. I mean, I could bear witness that life would be hard. Then at the same time, um, choosing to follow after Jesus is bearing a cross, right? So that's an added burden, right? And so because now you have to deal with yourself, right? And so then that becomes a struggle as well, and because the cross is a symbol of death, and we should be nailing our flesh to the cross, right? And because it's through our flesh that produces sin. It is the soil of sin, this fleshly bodies, okay? And so, and we shouldn't excuse the sins, in life that separates us from God, that keeps us from growing, that stunts our growth. For us that's in the Lord, um, you know, you can always look at grace and forgiveness and mercy and all that, but then at the same time, you should be struggling with your sin. There shouldn't be no. You're not giving place to it. There should be a struggle within the saint's life to overcome sin and temptation. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Right? We all should be enduring in that struggle. On top of everyday regular 9 to 5 going through life struggles, okay? So what is struggle? Anything that tests a person's endurance or forbearance, or they can be difficulties that stand in the way of achieving a task or a goal. Struggling with understanding, right? Financial struggles. I know all about that. Those who are overweight and want to lose weight, so they struggle with weight loss. So we all have our own particular struggles that we have to deal with just in our regular everyday lives, okay? But then now, as a saint, when you choose to follow after the Lord, you begin to see that there's a lot of internal struggling I believe that we should be having to deal with, okay? It could be pride, lust, just the fruits of the flesh, okay? You will begin to being rooted out of you, as is one way of being looked at. And my understanding of walking in faith and being a disciple of the Lord, this is what happens, the process of it, okay? Um, So yeah, struggle in life is difficulty. That's another word. So I came across this quote. It said, where there is no struggle, there is no strength." I like that. That's a great quote. All right. So struggle is an integral part of the human experience that helps us focus on what matters to us and work towards a specific goal. Absolutely, struggle will bring things into clear focus for you. We will never struggle for something that does not matter to us. Okay, that's a good one right there. What should matter to you as a saint is your relationship with Jesus. Plain and simple, your understanding of the word, that should matter to you. That should be your first matter, right? Because he is the source of our faith. And so that should be what really matters to you. And then the more the more you get in relationship with Jesus, the more you understand and feed off the word, right? The more uh the I don't want to say the more the struggle, maybe you'll understand. You will be bearing the cross, okay? That's just the fact of life. And you should, right? You should be able to find that within yourself, where is a part of your flesh being nailed to that cross that you're having to carry. Okay? The Lord told us this. Now, while struggle is never easy, it is always worth it, and it helps define our values and priorities. So what does the Bible have to say about struggle? So there's James chapter 1, verse 2 through 4. "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing." Right? So that's the King James Version once again. So I'm going to just run through these real quick and then we'll wrap it up. James 1 2, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds." This verse challenges the common human reaction to suffering. We're gonna go through that, saints. That's just a fact of life. And then go, the 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 attitude and the spirit while you're going through it, count it all joy. Just still lift your hands up and worship the Lord. Okay, James 1 3, "Because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. The testing of your faith refers to the way trials reveal the strength and depth of one's faith." Absolutely. And you know who came to mind? Abraham. Abraham, he got tried all the way to the point of ready to sacrifice his son. So yeah, he's known as the Abraham, the father of faith, I guess. And so yeah, I'm sure he had a lot. He struggled. Okay, so James 1 4, "Let perseverance finish his work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Perseverance, when allowed to do its work, leads to spiritual maturity and completeness. So yes, we should be growing through the struggle, and our faith will increase in the Lord, and then we begin to see it's by His strength and by His will, right? And so then it just increases our worship and just magnifies the Lord even more in our life. Absolutely. All right, so man, this has only been okay. I'm staying within the time. I thought I was way behind, so I just wanted to get through this. So yeah, so what comes with that though, Saints, is there should be some struggle in your life. You know what I'm saying? You may not have physical, financial struggle. You may be blessed enough to where everything is on easy mode as far as that goes. But when you follow hard after the Lord, you become a disciple, and He tells us that we have to pick up a cross and follow after Him. And that just symbolizes dying to our flesh. Okay, and and, and so. And that is a struggle. At least it should be, in the Christian's walk. So I just want to encourage us all who do go through the struggle of following hard after the Lord, because you will have struggle. Just persevere. Uh, 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 stay to the routine of seeking out the Lord. Always have that. And that comes first. That should, what matters first is what you're going to really most struggle with. And if it's following hard after the Lord, then that will be your struggle, right? And so to wrap that up with, the Lord just reminded me that, at the end, we receive a robe of righteousness and a crown of glory, which we lay at His feet, right? So praise the Lord for that. All right, thank you for watching. I pray that you have a blessed and wonderful day today. If you found any value from this morning's devotion, I just ask that you take 5 minutes and give that back unto the Lord. And let's be light and let's be salt.